concerning the 2017 Health and Wellness Fair.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. That's really hard act to follow. I'm here tonight because I want to give everyone advance notice to save the date. We at the Lopatcong School District are going to be hosting a health and wellness fair, May 23rd, 2017, at our middle school from 8:30 to 2:30. And what I'm here tonight to talk to you about is we have already reached out to about 30 agencies to come to provide information, hands-on resources, information for community members. It will be for middle school students and their parents, and then a portion of the day will be devoted to community members, town council, senior citizens, anyone. We're going to put it out to the public to come. So I'm reaching out to you. I know, Mayor, you have a wellness committee. I'm looking for volunteers if you would like to put a table together. Anyone else on the council, if you have any connections with somebody who would like to be a part of our health and wellness fair, I'm looking for anyone who would be interested. I'm also looking for you to get the word out and to help to promote it. Currently, we have the emergency, fire, police, our LEAD program. We have the LAA. We have Dr. St. Luke's Warren Hospital. We have orthodontics. We have Alzheimer's booths. We have many different programs that will be available for the community to gain information and the children to participate in hands-on activities. So I'm strictly here tonight to let you know that it's going to be happening. I will email you this save the date flyer. Hopefully you'll be able to post it either on your website, in the building, in the municipal building, and if anyone would like to contact me to provide any suggestions, I will also email you the list of participants so that you can see who is going to be participating, and then you can add to it if you would choose to. So I don't know if you have any questions for me this evening.
I don't know, when we spoke, Rainey, did you reach out to the nutritionist at ShopRite?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did. So we have ShopRite as one of our vendors as well. I was thinking, when I was speaking to Chief Garcia about the police being involved, and we talked about bicycle and pedestrian safety, and it's close to the start of the pool opening, I thought maybe somebody from the pool would be interested, and then I found out that you're going to be having an anniversary. So I think that would be a good place for the pool to be represented, maybe for memberships, maybe for pool safety, something along those lines. I'd like to be collaborative in our efforts to get whatever we can out to the community that regards health and wellness. So please contact me, ask me questions, whatever it is that you would like to be part of, we welcome it. So,
Great, thank you, Rainey.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to old business. Approved executive and regular session minutes for October 5, 2016. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? No, we have to vote that. Vote, please.
Yes, Councilman Vaccaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rittmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Okay. Moving to new business. To request from the LAA to name football field Steinhardt Field.
My name is Kenny Lutz. I'm the president of the LAA. I live at 4 Raleigh Court.
Hey, Kenny.
How y'all doing tonight? Great to see you. Came to our attention that through all the experience that we've had with the LAA over the last 60 years plus, it's gone, and the last 4 that I've been president, and I would say 20 plus that I've been involved with it throughout my time at Lopat and everything. Tons of individuals have come across our coaching fields and courts. We're grateful for everybody's efforts that has stepped up and given the time and the effort to volunteer their time to coach a sport. Few people have come across as much as Mr. Steinhardt has over the years. He's been involved with us for over 17 years, and when somebody comes across and gives as much time and does as much as somebody has in all areas, not only for our program, but for the high school, and how we, feed our athletes up to them, our student athletes. Certain things come along in that time period where people deserve to be at least honored and recognized for what they do. Individuals don't look for that. They do it out of the kindness of their heart, as he did and continues to do. So as the LEA had talked about things, we thought it would be a huge honor and representative of efforts, both time-wise and monetary donations that he gave and efforts throughout the town. We would name our football field Steinhardt Field. We're not asking anything other than the football field itself to be named that. It would be still Lopatcong Park, obviously that. We're going to recognize the football field as Steinhardt Field. I submitted a letter, explaining and going into depth with all the services and activities Coach Steinhardt has provided our kids for a long period of time, and it was quite comprehensive in itself. So I'm asking that you guys hear the request of naming the field Steinhardt Field.
I assume Mr. Steinhardt has not passed away.
He has not.
Ordinarily, these things are done posthumously.
So when you guys named the field house, Frederick's Field House up there, he didn't pass away either.
No?
Neither one of them did.
Neither one of them did.
I don't think anyone has
So,
to pass away
right.
before we name a field after.
I just think that right there, that shows that when Mr. Fredericks did his work, and he did work for a long time on those fields, and it wasn't even all those fields, he did a great job, and he was honored with that. And that's still up there, and it shows the work that he put in for many generations to come. So, no, he has not passed away.
No, I think that was an attempt at humor that battle flat. I'd like to say this.
Lame.
I've known, somebody back there has something to say?
No.
I've known Doug Steinhardt since he was, a long time, since Tia was a toddler, before young Douglas was born. And I've witnessed his generosity long before his law practice grew to what it is today, and long before he got involved in government and politics. Boy Scouts, Warren County Community College, and others have recognized his contribution. Tonight, you come before us requesting that the field be named in his honor. And I think you stated these reasons in a very eloquent letter that was sent to me and distributed among council. And I think one has to read that letter carefully. When one reads this letter, it is obvious that the LAA is not seeking to honor Mayor Douglas Steinhardt. Instead, they wish to honor plain old citizen Douglas Steinhardt, Doug Steinhardt, who served as a leader, coach, financial benefactor, advisor, and pro bono legal consultant to the LAA. And it's this, my understanding, this is what they wish to recognize. Now, I know many have contributed to the LAA's growth and success over the years, coaches and so on, and it's hoped that these folks could be recognized in some fashion in the future. But few have contributed in so many different ways as Doug. I think you look at, he's gone above and beyond as a citizen. The coaching, the services, sponsorships, he's paid for fireworks, he's brought training opportunities, he's brought professional athletes in, motivational speakers, uniforms for cheerleaders, the list just goes on, and you have to be associated with this group to fully understand his love and support for this group. In its letter, the LAA requested that we enter into an agreement, that's the way they put it, together to name our field Steinhardt Field. And here's how I'm proposing we do that. I would like to authorize Katrina Campbell, our township attorney, to work closely with the LAA to prepare parallel resolutions to be passed by both the LAA and the Township Council. I request that the recitals spell out in detail the many contributions that Doug has made to the LAA so that people 10 years from now will understand exactly why this honor was bestowed. I request that the LAA Board of Directors adopt their resolution in time for the Township Council to act on its resolution at our 2016 closeout meeting. I concur with the LAA's request to place a sign at the field to symbolize the change and pay respect to Doug's dedication to the LAA. And I have 3 small conditions with that. I request the LAA work closely with the rec committee in the design of the sign so that it's harmonious with the park and of a design and quality befitting its purpose. We don't want a banner, you know.
Correct.
I'd like the location, size of the sign, and design to be approved by council, since we are owners of the park.
Mhm.
And I request the LAA set up a system for accepting deductible donations for the sign, such that it's paid for with non-township funds.
Correct.
And that's my input to the LAA's request.
Okay. Thank you.
And I agree that this is a wonderful idea. And yes, a lot of parents have contributed to this town, but Doug Steinhardt has gone above and beyond consistently. Not just during his time when his kid was in there, but consistently. And over the course of many different parts of it, not just coaching, not just one thing. So, yeah, I think it's important that we recognize individuals in this town that do go above and beyond and that do try to make this town the best that it can be, and make us a good place to live, to grow up in, to have our kids learn and practice and play sports in, and something that we're all proud of. So I agree with this.
It's a worthy cause, and I agree with that.
You addressed the only question I had, Joe. Cost of the sign. You addressed the only question I had with the cost of the sign, so.
It'll be taken care of.
Yep,
I know it will.
I'm sure it will as well.
There's no other comments. I'd like to make that motion to authorize Katrina to take the steps outlined and that I've outlined.
Second.
Are we allowed any public comment on this?
No.
No?
It's been during the opening.
And second? Wait a second.
Second. What do you say?
Move it second.
Second.
Yeah, I guess the thing I'm thinking is that a lot of people do this, and perhaps, and I don't know because I wasn't involved with the bills, but, how do you recognize everybody?
We're recognizing Mr. Steinhardt for the reasons listed in the letter, the many reasons listed in the letter.
I think I addressed that, and I said, going forward, and it's the LAA's request, there are many people who contributed to the LAA, and there are plans to recognize them in some fashion, in some way, but when you look at the number of things done by Doug for the LAA, and really the volume of his support, the amount of his contributions, did other people pay $10,000 for fireworks? Yeah, I remember, you don't know. I'll never forget your first year on here, somebody came up and they said, what happened to the fireworks at Community Day? You said, I don't know. I couldn't believe you didn't know.
I didn't know, it was up to.
Yeah, it just appeared, came off the fireworks tree, so.
They were
That's-
paid for by Mr. Steinhardt.
Yeah. And I think you're mixing your feelings for the former mayor versus a request to honor citizen Steinhardt. And if you can't do that, I have no answer for you.
These are all things that I personally am unaware of. I don't know what he's done in the athletic association, but I understand it's a thriving organization. A lot of people contribute to it, and I hope that you won't find resentment from other contributors. They may not feel that they're being.
I think we'll be all right.
If I could suggest, maybe LA can come up with a plan, to recognize other individuals in town.
Volunteers?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Volunteers, financial, maybe erect a sign with the names, placed on a placard, and obviously large enough to add future names.
Absolutely.
Just when you enter a park, these are contributors, volunteers,
It's a great idea.
that, something you guys can work on. And again, it will be, not funded by taxpayers, but,
Correct.
donations.
We've actually taken steps to, this year before our football games to recognize like our veterans and our first responders and things like that. we're reaching out as much as we can into the township to show the appreciation for our seniors, for everybody that we can, to show that we're not just an organization of sports, we're a community organization that reaches out into the school and to everybody. And that's something that is in the forefront. Moving forward, that will be something we will look into for sure.
Great idea.
Okay, we got a vote?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take the roll. Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Farr?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Abstain.
Thank you, guys.
Do you have to give a reason for your abstaining?
Well, no, I don't.
I think you do. Not the Robert's Rules of Order. You're abstaining.
He just has to state
I
whether
think he
his
just
abstention is due to a conflict. If it's due to a conflict, then that doesn't count towards the march. Otherwise, he can abstain.
Is there a conflict?
I have no conflicts with anyone.
Yet you've abstained.
Maybe we can move on.
Next item, approve request submitted by Pilgrim Presbyterian Church for use of the Rally Point Pavilion for a fee of $50. Do I have a motion? Do I have a? No?
Maybe I'll just say we're still working on long-term procedures for pavilion, and looking at it in conjunction with the rental of other facilities at the park. But this is, really the first request, and, Beth came up with $50, and looking at the other rentals, it seemed to fit in line, so. This is, our first rental, and we'll be working on the whole thing in total as we look forward.
Rates may change?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just an initial.
Yeah, get it running.
And they assume the insurance company has no problem with their use.
No, they gave me a certificate of insurance.
And I'm good.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Farr?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Resolution approving support of Senate Bill S2554 and Assembly Bill A3821, which affirms the language and legislative intent of the Fair Housing Act. This has to do with COA and whether or not the imposition of the number of COA units that some townships have been given is difficult for them, and whether this should be revised, and that's what these laws are trying to do, is to bring it down a little bit, bring down the burden on the towns.
Fair Share Housing has suggested that the gap period, so while COA didn't know what it was doing, there was a period of time where there was no COA obligation, and so they're saying that those numbers need to be included in your new numbers, even though the municipality's position is those already are included in your new numbers by virtue of the mechanism they're using to calculate your numbers. There's not a bunch of low and moderate income people standing at a bus station somewhere that don't have housing. They were counted in this new number that you all know what your number is. We've talked about that ad nauseum. So this is just the municipality's way of trying to support this bill that would, in effect, reduce all the municipalities' numbers because they wouldn't be what, in their opinion, is double counting units that weren't addressed prior.
Okay. Take a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda. A lot of things in the consent agenda. I assume that you've all read through them. And if anyone wants to remove something from the consent agenda and vote it separately, please speak now. If not, I'll take a motion to approve the 15 items in the consent agenda.
Mayor, I don't need to remove anything, but I just need to abstain from voting
Okay,
because of the conflict.
yes. Okay. We'll take a vote on it. Oh, we didn't get a motion yet.
Number 10, how long was that contract for?
It's 1 year.
It's annual.
Okay, thanks.
Motion?
Was it made?
No.
No.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Well,
Councilman Belcarro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Whittemire?
Yes, with the extension of 15.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor Michelle?
yes. Okay, we have an announcement that there will be a end-of-year meeting of the council on December 28th, 2016. I think that's a Wednesday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it will be at the usual time?
Yes.
Okay. Next item is the council reports. Maureen?
All right. Okay, let's see, buildings and grounds. DPW is finishing up their leaves, and I'm sure they're preparing for the ice and snow that's probably coming very soon. And I would like to thank them for all the work that they do in this town. You know, it's hard work, and it seems, I guess, never ending, but we do appreciate all your efforts. Number 2, clean communities. We have decided to get some garbage units for up by the Rally Point Memorial up in the park. DPW has, I think they're in the process of being ordered, and we are using the funds from our Clean Communities funds to pay for those. I would also like, I guess at some point in the near future or next year, that we look at our Clean Community funds and see if we can possibly get a sweeper or some kind of equipment and be able to use our Clean Community funds for that purpose. I know it's on the list of Brian's many things that need to be replaced, but maybe not fully paid for through Clean Communities, but maybe some kind of contribution from that to pay for the equipment. LAA, we are working on finalizing a contract that's in progress. Hopefully, that might be done by year end. We'll see. Insurance, we are working with our carrier to ensure that we have taken appropriate measures to ensure that our data is secure, that our data systems are secure, and that's an ongoing process, actually started this month. And let's see. Lastly, the Veterans Rally Pavilion. You can still order the engraved bricks. You know, it's a great gift idea if you haven't done so already, and they are still taking orders, so don't forget about that. And then lastly, as you know, this is my last regular meeting. We have one more end of December, but I would like to thank everyone who voted for me and who supported me during my term in office. I really do appreciate that. You know, we really do have a great town here, and we were talking about it earlier. We have a lot of great residents, a lot of great volunteers to our many programs, our LAA, to our committees, and many people spend their time and efforts in doing what's best for our township. So we shouldn't forget that. We really do have some great residents in this town, and I was happy to meet many of them and, you know, work with some of them. You know, let's just focus on positive. Also, our great example was our Veterans Memorial, the Rally Point that we did this year. That was a great project put together with volunteers, and again, from this town mostly, and all the people that supported Lopatcong in getting that done. Also, I'd like to thank my fellow council members. It's been a pleasure working with you. And also our professionals, all of the professionals for Lopatcong, but especially Katrina Campbell and Paul Sturbins, who sit up with us here on our monthly meetings. So we do appreciate your expert opinions to help guide us and send us in the right direction. And it's important we continue to work with those that are positive attitudes, that have constructive criticisms, and that want what is best for the future of Lopatcong. I know that our 2 new councilmen, they're very capable, and they'll do a great job in their position, so I do wish them well. And again, I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to serve up here as a councilwoman in Lopatcong Township. Thank you.
Joe?
I had a meeting with Paul and County Engineer Bill Leba on the reduced sign zone for the school. I'm going to defer that until Paul gives his report. White Township is apparently a no-go. I never got a direct answer from them for the court shared services, but I heard they went another direction for $35,000 versus our 40. Last meeting, I talked about getting a consultant for a salary survey to assist us going forward. We reached out to a group that both Beth and I worked for before. We both spoke to them. We requested a proposal by today. There was no response. Now, Beth also knows the Cannon Group, and they expressed interest and talked to Beth. And Beth, they can have a proposal in by...
That's what they indicated, that, they would hopefully have a proposal in to us tomorrow, within the next few days.
I had hoped that we'd get working on this in December, so we can either read what they have to say and we could authorize that at closeout, or forget about a consultant. I don't know. It's council's pleasure.
Maybe you should wait. I mean, maybe December's a tough month to get a,
Yeah, I don't think you should throw that out.
Yeah.
If they're willing to, if they provide a quote, and we knew what the other company might have charged, we might be able to go forward and,
Well, it doesn't mean we can do some of our own preparatory work in the meantime, and let's see what the Cannon Group comes in with.
Yep.
Financing, we've talked about refinancing several times now. We got a new credit rating, a very favorable credit rating. Everything went perfectly until the night of the election. For those of you who follow these things, the 10-year interest rates jumped. 10-year Treasury went from about 1.81, I think it closed 2.39 today. And 10-year municipal notes have a different interest rate, but they kind of track the same thing. So interest rates shot up, and there's been some difficulty in determining the closing date or whether to close at all. Our initial savings are not going to happen. There's a number of rules that govern these. Some are SEC rules, some are IRS rules, some are market-driven. And what it comes down to is you can basically refinance once. So things appear to have been stabilized. We can refinance over the next couple days and probably save $11,000 in interest over the last 11 a year over the next 10 years. Or you can wait hoping that interest rates go down again. Our financial advisors tell us the signs don't really point to that. They were probably as low as they're going to go. The pressure is upward. The second thing is our credit rating is only good for 90 days. So that runs out mid-January. So they've been conferencing with us. My feeling is we go ahead and grab the savings. If it drops below a 3% savings, we're not eligible for it, as I understand. So we're eligible right now. We're above the threshold. We can grab those savings and move forward. If we wait for better interest rates, it may never happen. So I don't know if there's input.
Do you have this in writing? How many years are you looking to increase term on the debt?
It's 10 years. It's the same as the outstanding.
So keep the same term?
Yeah.
And just drop the rate down because the rates are down generally?
Yeah.
It would make sense. I think that's what we should probably do. I think they're right. The signs are, it's going to, rates go up. No one knows, but that's what it looks like.
If the rates drop a year from now, could we change?
No, you only get one
One
shot.
shot.
You can refinance once.
One shot. And you lose the savings of the year in between. So, it's really a roll of the dice going forward. But my feeling is we take the savings and run.
I concur.
I do have a proclamation. This is also a bond's last meeting. Bond, you want to stand up, please? Whereas Yvonne Redemeyer has been an exceptional public servant who has served the Township of Lopatcong as councilwoman since appointed June 15, 2016, to fulfill an open position on council. And whereas the Township of Lopatcong deeply appreciates the important contributions Councilwoman Redemeyer has made to our government and the progress of our community, now therefore be resolved that the council and citizens of the Township of Lopatcong, County of Warren, State of New Jersey recognize they have been most fortunate to have had a person of her capabilities and extend a sincere thank you for her service to the community.
Anything else, Joe?
I do have a question for you. We did have what I call Signgate. Do you want to tell us what that was all about? Signgate, we talked to Public Works and involved the police and some signs that were pulled from Route 22.
A complaint came in from a citizen along with a photo that showed campaign signs on the back of a DPW truck. I sent it over to DPW.
The plates were, it was state plates and it was Highway Department.
Well, I
license
couldn't
plates.
tell looking on my phone, and eventually they figured that's what it was, and that's what it was.
Eventually, we involved both the police and
For a couple
DPW?
of moments,
Pardon me?
for a few minutes. We've
I
had
got the police
history of
report.
township.
DOT was even confused. They said they had two separate inquiries on it.
No, I don't know. Who called them? I know the police did. Maybe DPW did too.
I don't know. You had your signs taken down by DOT, correct?
I didn't have any sense.
When you ran, who brought them back to your
I
house?
am taken down by a lot of people. Just,
But you see a DOT truck, you don't think of that?
I didn't know what it was. I just wanted to find out.
I could tell. I could see the license plate on there.
I could not have a small phone.
All right. Good use of resources.
Didn't cost anything. Next item would be Lou. You want to go, Lou? Sure. Okay.
Just so the public knows that any signs on state highways, the DOT has the right to pick them up, and they usually do, for one reason or another. And you want to go pick them up, they're behind the state troop barracks in Washington.
Were these my signs that you were so concerned about, Mr. Mayor? Were those my signs?
I don't have any,
Those ball signs, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I don't have the report, but I have a proclamation from Maureen.
Thanks, Lou.
But before I read this, I just want to say a few things.
Okay. Oh, good.
For 4 years, I've been serving with you. And past time goes, right?
Right.
4 years. I just want to tell you that you will be missed.
Thank you.
I think you did a great job you've done. What I liked about you and what I respect about you is that you didn't take no nonsense sitting there. You were not intimidated by the bullies. I like that.
We had a few.
You stood your ground, and
Thanks.
you stood for what was right. And you made decisions based in the best interest of this town. And that's what matters at the end of the day. So having said that, it was an honor to serve with you, to gotten to know you, and be future friends.
For sure.
Whereas Maureen McCabe is a dedicated and exceptional public servant who has diligently provided outstanding service to the Township of Lopatcong as councilwoman since elected into the office in November 2012. And whereas Councilwoman McCabe has served her community with distinction through her proactive work style, exemplary work ethic, and expertise that has been invaluable resources to many challenges Lopatcong has faced. And whereas Councilwoman McCabe has earned the admiration and high regard of those whom she has come in contact and affection of the residents of this community. Now therefore be resolved that the council, citizens of townships of Lopatcong, County of Warren and State of New Jersey are immensely proud to recognize Councilwoman McCabe for her leadership, vision, integrity that have made this community a great place to live, and wish her continued success as she embarks on new endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, no report.
All right, Mayor's Wellness. Rainey and I spoke briefly about the health and wellness fair that she mentioned to us earlier, and I had given her Leslie contact number, so she's going to be in touch, and I'm sure that there's some way that we can work together on that. They've been, the walks that they were taking in the park, obviously with the colder weather, they've moved them inside the mall, and from what I understand, I see them on Facebook being advertised. I don't get to go because I'm usually at my job, but I understand there are some people taking advantage of that and walking the mall. The weight loss challenge, the advertising has been sent out to ShopRite and also, I believe, to Beth. With the dates, she's just waiting to hear back whether or not ShopRite is going to donate a prize, but they'll be advertising going forward for the weight loss challenge that they're going to be running. It's going to be facilitated by the nutritionist over at ShopRite. Rec committee, the dog calendar will be ready soon, so we should have a calendar out with all the cute pups and pets in Lopatcong. And the pool is getting ready for their 50th celebration. The date's going to be Saturday, May 27th. The time is still to be determined. The rec committee is planning a ribbon cutting, a reenactment, a fashion show, cocktail party, music. Volunteers are needed, so if anyone on council, anyone in the public is interested in helping out, it's a big endeavor, you can imagine. They're definitely looking for volunteers for that. Starting next year, the rec committee is going to be looking to have its own trust account, so I'm sure that Lori will come forward with more information on that with her formal report next month. And there's also going to, they'll be seeking to issue an RFP to solicit big donor sponsorships for the pool and park. They're especially looking to do some kind of major gift for the pool within the next 5 years, and I know that's been talked about in the past as well. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone on council and Mr. Mayor and our professionals. You guys were always great to bring me up to speed, answer any questions I had. I know, Katrina, I had you on the phone a lot, and Joe, you as well. And it has been my pleasure to sit here and fill in, and I appreciate it. So, thank you. Thank
Yes.
Council has 2 items from executive session. Since no one got them in the report, I just want to remind you, the first is to approve the settlement with Fair Share Housing regarding affordable housing. Someone wants to make a motion on that.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Delcaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rittenmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell?
Yes.
And the second is to authorize the hiring of an appraiser to be shared with Lopatcong proportionally for the Phillipsburg Mall.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Delcaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rittenmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell?
Yes.
That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Paul, if you may give your report if you're ready.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to report on the Phillipsburg High School Railway Improvement Project and something that is, I guess, related to that. Just on the high school railway project, there are some wires from Verizon and also cable, service, electric and cable that are touching some of the signal equipment. There are 2 locations. I coordinated a meeting that was held recently with the utility companies and the county and other people involved with the project to look at that and to try to rectify that. Both Verizon and Service Electric and Cable are going to rectify that situation, but they need some help from JCP&L. JCP&L has to make some adjustments to their equipment. I'm meeting JCP&L on site tomorrow to get that process started. Once JCP&L does some work, they're going to come back in, Verizon and Service Electric Cable, get their work done, so that issue is behind us. That is an issue that's been raised by both the county and the Department of Transportation in their punch list for the project. So I just want to alert you to that. While we were in the field that day, looking at that particular issue, we had a chance to talk to the county engineer about the request to establish a school speed zone. I did issue correspondence on your behalf to the county engineer requesting that the county allow for the establishment of a school speed zone around the entrance to the high school. At the meeting, Mr. Gleba acknowledged that correspondence, indicated that they were working on that request. One thing that was very interesting, he indicated that they're also looking at another request to lower the speed limit, but that was going to take some time to go through that investigation. I had asked him to not try to combine the two together and to look at establishing the school speed zone first, I should say. And he was going to go back and take a look at that to see if he was going to break those two parts away from one another and handle them separately. I have not heard from him since the meeting, but we're trying to get this speed zone established for the school. I will see him again tomorrow out there. He's going to be out there for the JCP&L meeting, so I'll have a chat with him and see if he's reconsidered his position to have those two issues handled concurrently. And you know, instead of just breaking them into two pieces and getting the school zone established.
The one thing we didn't really get an answer on, but he acknowledged, he thought the regs read this way as well, is the school zone can include approved crossings. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
And he had to go back, check the regs. He wasn't sure what he was going to do with that. What we wanted to do is get what we could right away. We didn't want something else to slow that down, but he did promise to look at that as well.
So we're working, you know, to try to get the school zone established. We also had discussions about a second request that I had issued on your behalf about getting something done at the Buckley Hill Drive intersection with Belvedere Road. We were specifically looking for a reduction in the speed limit to the east of that particular intersection. Belvedere Road has a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit at that location, so we're trying to reduce that down probably to 40. It's just impossible at this point to put a crossing guard at that location. It's just too dangerous due to the magnitude of the speed limit at this point. So he has not done much work in the way of review of that. He had admitted to me previously that he probably was not going to look at that until early 2017. So we need to follow up with him in 17 and make sure that he pushes that investigation along. So I'll be in position to update this particular report for you at your meeting on the 28th. Hopefully we get some answers tomorrow when he's out in the field looking at the signal again with JCP&L.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Right. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. My police summary report for the month of November 2016 is as follows. We had 789 logged incidents and activities. Amongst those, we had, in crimes and offenses, we had 9 reports of theft, 18 reports of harassment, disorderly conduct, 2 reports of disputes or civil matters, 2 reports of domestic violence, 4 reports of assault, 1 report of burglary, and 9 reports of criminal and other arrests. With regards to our traffic violations and moving violations were 27 issued, 25 non-moving violations were issued during the month. Motor vehicle crashes, we had 20 reports taken with 10 reported injuries. I do have a couple things of way of announcement within the police department. First being the graduation of our newest officer, Patrolman Greg Dana. So he might be an unfamiliar face, but he's going to be serving us well, and we're happy to have him aboard. He graduated November 23rd. Beginning December 9th through January 1st, we will be supporting the New Jersey Highway Traffic Safety Campaign, Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over. During that time period, enforcement will be presented at a higher level to ensure that our roads are safe. I'd like to announce that we also have purchased a new defibrillator with the funds that were donated to us by the Delaware Crossing. That's waiting to be delivered, but as soon as it gets delivered to us, we're going to put it right in service. We put to great use, so we appreciate that. I want to touch a second on the health and wellness fair that the school district is putting on. I was in contact with Superintendent Roncaroni, and we do support their efforts as well. We plan on having a couple booths at the fair, and consisting of our lead program with Officer Stefano and pedestrian bicycle safety, as Mrs. Roncaroni spoke about. Comes in great timing with the summer months coming up, and a lot of pedestrian and bicycle activity during those months. That's my report for November.
All right, thank you. And I'd like to thank you and the department for the good job you did at the high school this week.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. I'd also like to extend my appreciation to Councilwoman McCabe and Councilwoman Rittenmeyer for your time and effort to the town, to the community. It's greatly appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Mayor, I have a report.
Yes.
In June, we sold SREX to the tune of $14,000, and just yesterday, we sold the remainder for the year, and we brought in another $9,600.
Yeah.
And I'd like just to take a moment to thank Maureen and Yvonne for their service. Maureen, you will be sorely missed. Yvonne, you've done a great job filling in, and it's been wonderful working with you, especially these last 6 months.
Okay, those are the solar energy credits, right? And
Yes.
thank you, Beth, for following up on those and bringing money into the coffers. All right, next item we have is to approve the department reports. I'll take a motion.
Make that motion.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next item, payment of bills.
JMT again, as usual, has a couple bills on
Yes.
there. I have to abstain from those particular bills.
Thank you.
And I have to abstain from Verizon.
Okay, thank you. So inclusive of those abstentions, we have a bill list that aggregates $1.7 million, $1,732,764.12 in total. And I will take a motion to approve the bill list.
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes, Councilman Delgado,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCabe,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rittenmeyer,
Yes, with an abstention.
Council President Pryor.
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Okay. And now it's time to open the floor to audience participation. I'll take a motion to do so.
Motion.
I'll take a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's open for audience participation.
Hi, my name is James Rosa, 5 Plaza Place. I'm bringing a concern associated with the Plaza Road, Plaza Place asphalt. The issue, the roadway was paved, I guess, back in 1992. I had just moved out there. The road was in horrible condition. Next thing you know, the road was paved. It's perfect, beautiful. There's no drainage there. Since 2014, I did bring to council's attention an issue with some potholes. In 2015, we had a young child actually ride a bike through one of the potholes, broke her leg. The potholes are, I believe, a direct relationship associated with a lack of drainage. So by bringing this to the attention in 2014, I'm asking the council, has there been any consideration about possibly repaving the roadway and or perhaps having drainage installed? I don't know if we...
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, all the roadways, municipal roadways in the township were looked at probably 5 or 6 years ago. At the time, we were resurfacing a lot of roadways in the town. We had a tremendous amount of momentum, both from local funding as well as funding that we were getting from the state. As you know, the economy changed, funds tightened, and the pace of some of our resurfacing and our road restoration efforts slowed. One of the roads that we haven't gotten to is your road. Are you on Plaza Place, which is the dead end?
Yes, I'm on the cul-de-sac.
Okay, yeah, the dead end is not in good condition and needs work. Plaza Road, I think, has 2 pieces. You have the older section and the newer section. The newer section where the new houses were built. I think where the newer houses were built is actually in very good shape. The older part of it, I think, is in fair condition. But Plaza Place definitely needs work. So it's something that we know about it, and just a matter of getting our program, bringing our program along and budgeting for it and getting it done.
So the older section of Plaza Road is highly traveled. There's a couple of significant issues on Plaza Road itself. What spawned my email to a couple of folks here, do you guys, is that email information correct? Did you guys receive an email from me on November 16th?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just asking, because I didn't get a response, which is, it's not a big deal, but a response would have been nice. So the issue, and I don't want this to, I don't know how to say this nicely. If a kid is riding a bike at night and hits some of those holes, and regardless of whether there's money known or money about it or not, the holes need to be addressed. There's going to be another incident where somebody's going to break a bone. And what I don't want to happen is the town incur a cost associated with a lawsuit because you guys know about an issue and not addressing it. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. Right now I'm venting a little bit, but I really feel as if those 2 areas, Plaza Road, that older section of Plaza Road and Plaza Place, need to have those concerns addressed sooner than later.
Mayor, I was just going to suggest perhaps next week, Brian and I could go out and get on the ground and look at these 2 areas.
I'll go with
report
you.
back
Let
to
me know
council.
when that happens, when you guys can do it.
Yeah, with all due respect, in 2014, we had Donna Schneider. I'm sorry, it was, Donna Schneider, then Lori Cheslow, where they actually came out and looked at it. So, and there were emails back and forth. Paul, you were, Mr. Servants, you were included on it as well. So again, and it's great. I would love you guys to come out and look at it, but we got to make sure we get traction and move forward with it. At least get the holes repaired.
So some patching.
Yeah, some patching first, and then we'll worry about the.
Maybe I can add. You have a right to vent. I understand that. I live in Brinkley Park. We had a base course there for I don't know how many years before we got our final paving, so I'm used to venting.
There's no excuse for the potholes. They should be fixed. As they come up, we can address them. We have that as part of our program. We got to make sure that kid doesn't get lost. As far as a reconstruction, that's a higher, it's a heavier lift. We really have to look at our budget this year, lay out a capital program. I think most of these things are going to require some debt, and the roads are going to have to get in line. And then,
No, understood. I mean, you put it in a program and.
but the potholes should be addressed, and you're not going to get an argument there. We have the ability to fix them.
You want to know what my biggest complaint is?
What's that?
It's when you plow.
Yeah.
All of the skimming and everything that happens, because I live at number 5, which is at the end. I'm not kidding. If I waited, it's probably 200 or 300 pounds of roadway that ends up on my grass. It's not a bit, I clean it off, eventually throw it in waste. But that's,
I don't mean
Sidebar, people on cul-de-sacs, they love it for a lot of reasons until winter comes, and that's a problem.
I think if that road address, I would love it just a little.
A lot of cul-de-sacs, so.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, not
Mary, I'm next. Sorry, this is.
I didn't, what did you say?
So sorry to disappoint you, I'm still alive. Councilwoman Ridmeyer, I just wanted to thank you as a resident for your time and service to the community. You've certainly done a good job for the short time you've been here. My comments are directed to Councilwoman McCabe, though. It takes a strong person to be able to sit at that dais and subject yourself to the type of calculus that comes with public service. I think it takes an even stronger one to be able to sit there month after month and be subjected to the type of personal attacks that were levied against you by people who, interestingly enough, had at one time championed your mind and your character only to assail them when they couldn't control or corrupt them. Although I only was able to serve with you for a short period of time, you certainly made an indelible impression on me, as I know you have your community. And while I have no idea what your plans are post-council, I'm quite sure that if you undertake them with the same passion, class, and professionalism with which you serve as a councilwoman, you will certainly be equally as successful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Good evening. Jim Mindercheato, on Belvedere Road. My thanks first to Yvonne, but I gotta tell you, I hate following Doug. I can't just, again, some of the words he uses, I gotta go home and look them up. But thank you very much for filling in. You were certainly a quick study, and you put some stability in that seat over there. It's not easy to step up and serve, but you've made an indelible impression in a very short period of time. Maureen, on the other hand, I will not forget our conversation in March of 13 after you wrote in, as Mr. Steinhardt said, with the RLL, which really turned out to be really lousy leadership, not responsible Lopatcong leadership. I really appreciated that meeting, and you quickly turned things around, and you served us well. So leave here tonight with your head held high, knowing that you made an impression not only on myself, but on the rest of the residents in this township, and you helped put the people helping people community back together. So thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Weeks, 287. I have a couple of things. First of all, I want to say thank you. I'll get back to you. Yvonne, thank you for stepping in, stepping up, and performing at the level you did. You know, I mean, you came out of nowhere and did a great job. So thank you for your help and for everything you've done. Maureen, thank you for the phone calls, the conversations, the thought processes, the times at night, the times everything that the phone calls go on, that we just sometimes don't know where to go, what to do, and it seems like it always works out. So I say thank you for that. Thank you for the phone calls in the middle of the winter. All right, to see if I'm okay, alive, dead, whatever. It's always nice to hear somebody that wants to know if I'm here yet.
Snow plowing going.
So far, it's been pretty good. It's been easy. But thank you very much for that. Thank you for your time, and I also think you did a great job. It is tough at the top sometimes, and a lot of times, and we all know that when we sign on to it. But you did your best. All right. I would like to let you know, I know we said you want to address it on a different note. One of the reasons why that area for potholes has been not touched a lot, I have residents that complain when I put it down. They go nuts. It floods out their homes. It floods out their driveway. It throws water right in their area. And exactly what Jim said. I put it down. I come over. Jim wants it down. I go over there. I put it down. He tells me to rip it up. Okay. It needs to be addressed. And it needs to be addressed from a water perspective or something in the till area. Yes, I will go. I had told Jim already that I was going to come over and put some asphalt in there. You know what I mean? We've been in the middle of leaf season, so that's been set already to be addressed. But I do expect to be down a little bit for doing it. But that's the way life is. All right, we'll keep the kids and the people safe. All right. The other question I have for you is, and it's addressed to you, Paul. We shut the school. The school over here isn't a school anymore. How do we go about eliminating the school zone Or do we leave it as a school zone? The reason why I'm asking it is because my school zone signs are very bad out where the school is. These are in here are really pretty decent, some of them, and I really don't want to spend money just to spend money. I'd like to move them around. So something maybe we can address later or talk about later.
We can look at the condition of the signs next week. We're to look at Plaza Road, Plaza Place.
Okay. All right. Thank you both.
But, Brian, I'm assuming we put them in the traffic plan. If it's not a school zone, we have to delete them from the traffic plan? Is that what we're asking here?
That's what I was asking for. If we have to delete it as a, you know,
I'm not understanding.
It was a school, but it's not a school anymore.
Fellowship Church over here had a school.
Yeah.
They closed it. They
We
don't
created a
come
school
back.
zone.
Okay.
So there's
And now it's
so I have signs that aren't really going to a school anymore.
Okay.
Okay, and like I said, if I can use them signs to just move them.
But that's a county road. We wouldn't have created the school zone. It would have been-
No, it was an elementary school.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have to answer it now.
No, it's just something I was been up.
Something's on his list here.
But I would like to talk about that later. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Hi, my name is David Lance, and I'd like to thank you, Vaughn, for a little time that you've taken to be on council. So on behalf of the Lopatcong Democrats, being chairman, and the Morgan County Democrats, I'd really like to thank you for your representation here on council. You did an outstanding job, and we're going to miss you. And I'm going to miss the Texas.
It was great working with all of you as well. Great support crew. You can't find any better. Thank you.
First, I would like to thank my friend, Yvonne Rittemeyer, for agreeing to serve out the remainder of the former councilwoman's term after she resigned. Yvonne did it beautifully, in a professional, practical manner with intelligence and poise, and she was a breath of fresh air, even if it was only for a few months. I hope that you will continue to help out the township, and if possible, run in the near future. You're truly an asset to our township and our Republican Party, and I thank you very much. Okay, you're next. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. All right. I must thank my friend Maureen McCabe for many things. Where do I start? I guess I'll go back to 2012, when she became my running mate. Maureen and I paired up to do our campaigning together and won together on November 6, 2012, as newbies to the political scene, running as independents, essentially to buck the system. We were non-politicians running for political office. Now I laugh, because let's face it, once you run for office, win or lose, you become a politician. Then you're in office and you start to learn all the whys behind the whats. You realize it's not so much about destroying the so-called machine as making it work differently and bringing your personal touch to it. Because there really was a logical reason behind everything that was done in the past. Right, Katrina? This was a thought that Maureen and I shared, but our supporters at the time did not. This major difference in opinion led to trouble right from the beginning. Maureen's first meeting in December 2012 was wrought with discourse, as was mine in January 2013. This is old history and has been repeated by us often, so I won't get into the details, but it came down to us doing what was right for our township. We both swore an oath, and we were committed to that. What I admire most about Maureen, besides her intelligence, is her dedication to the truth, to doing what is right, and to not compromising her principles. Maureen had earned herself the unexpired council seat, and therefore had to run again in 2013. When she told me she can no longer in good conscience run with the RLL, I have to be honest, I felt sick to my stomach. I knew it was going to follow, but I understood completely. There are many people who can compromise their basic principles for money or power, but Maureen is most definitely not one of them. She can only do the right thing. It is by far the thing I admire most about her. It was awful after that, and the abuse we both took from the RLL has not stopped even to this day. When they couldn't find something political to attack us about, they would complain about our tone of voice at a meeting. And apparently at the last meeting in the parking lot, one of the members even had something to say about being so happy not seeing your face anymore, and I apologize for that. Last week, in order to prepare for tonight, I decided to go back through old meeting minutes, and I had to stop. It was so bad at times that it is still upsetting to this day. But then I realized that through it all, we persevered and got things done. Maureen was my biggest and most prolific partner on council. We never strayed from our principles or our platform. We did bring change. From transparency, office efficiency, personnel issues, new committees, to new focus on old issues like our budget, our seniors, and our roads. We learned the ropes, the regulations, and the laws. We did our best to explain it all to the public. I could not have done what I did up there without Maureen's support. Nor could I have brought the truth to light in many issues, to clear up the confusion surrounding issues that led many to disparage and slander the prior council. Maureen is a warrior in the pursuit of truth. The former mayor and council have many thanks to give to her for slicing through the disinformation surrounding their tenure in order to show the truth. Through all of this, Maureen became a dear friend of mine. I personally feel we were the epitome of bipartisan cooperation and teamwork. She took all my calls, listened to my many rants on many things, from men to politics to men in politics, and argued with me when I needed to be argued with. When I was riled up, she would tell me to calm down, and vice versa. She's probably very unhappy with the length of my speech right now because she was always telling me to say less, not more. She successfully made it through 2 very tough elections, but unfortunately this last one was destined for Republicans to win. But still, all around. Except in District 6. She made a very, very strong showing, and she should know that many people are going to miss having her up here on the dais. I know I will miss her the most. I really can't thank you enough, Maureen, because there are not enough words in the world to express my gratitude for all you did for me and for all you did for Lopatcong. I hope you will consider continuing to help out in some way as we need to. Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you, Lori. That's lovely.
I'm Matt Herzer, 8 Overwood Drive. First, I'd like to extend my thanks to Yvonne Rittemeyer as a resident and volunteer. It's been a pleasure to have you along with us on the Recreation Commission, and I really enjoyed serving with you. And Maureen McCabe. I've been coming to these meetings for about the last year, and it's been a real pleasure to get to know you and see how our town works, and I'm going to miss you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't see anybody else, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.